Present.
Present.
Before I ask, does anyone have a report in this meeting? The record shows that there's no report in this meeting. I see approval from the 16th, 19th. Council McLaughlin makes a motion to approve the minutes before City Hall Acton. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? You guys have it. Council Harris moves to take the table matters along with housing voucher program, a resolution from the table, dated 3/4/19. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? You guys have it. Council Harris moves to get from all committee members. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? You guys have it. Council Donovan.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This resolution was brought in by myself and the Ward 2 counselor. Those counselors who have been around a while will remember that the City Council approved a pilot program to assist up to 50 families or individuals or families over a 3-year period with rental assistance. And it was a pretty big deal for the council to do that. And again, the Ward 2 counselor and myself, you know, this program has been moving along, thought it was appropriate that the two major participants in the program, the Waltham Housing Authority and WATCH, be invited in to this committee meeting to be able to give an update on the program. I know that the time is short for tonight, but they're here, and I think they're well prepared. So, if we hear from, if we need another, Mr. Wallinger. So,
Hi.
thank you for being here. Again, this is, you know, an update. There were certain guidelines for the program, and again, it was a pilot program, right? When we have a pilot program, we learn things, and sometimes you need to make some tweaks, make some adjustments. So, from your perspective, where are we at?
Okay. Thank you, Councilor LeBlanc. I apologize for not getting this information to the council on, I guess on Thursday. We're supposed to provide some information, but I have some financials from our accountant. We do periodic financials for the program, and I'm not sure, the committee's a little bit bigger than thought. Do it one more.
So again, Council Fowler and I, the Ward 2 Council and I brought in this, and we're not seeing the financials, so we don't have copies, so if you...
Certainly, and I just want to make it clear to the committee and any member of the council, they will ask if they need further information, financial information, numbers, etc. I'd be happy to email that information. It's a lot easier to do it electronically, to make all those copies. Certainly, I would be happy to do that if it's so requested. We started this program, well, we were funded in January of 2017, and we really didn't, the project was in development for almost a year before it was funded. And we were funded in January of 2017. We had a lottery for citizens of Waltham, residents of Waltham. And we had 375 people apply for the lottery, and we did an old-fashioned lottery at the Government Center, and we ranked everybody from 1 through 375. From that group, we started sending out requests for information to verify residency, income levels, etc. And very slowly started to fill up the ranks. We have, so far, to date, as of March 31st, we have spent about $617,373 in housing assistance payments to participants. We have approximately assisted people for 496 tenant months over the last, well, it would actually be less than 2 years, 1 year and 9 months. And the average assistance payment over that period of time is $1,245 per person per month. It's very difficult for me to quantify whether or not the program is a success or not. I mean, quite frankly, from the perspective of the Housing Authority and what our mission is, if we house one person, that's a success. We're up in the high 20s, approaching 30 participants. Initially, we had hoped to have 50 participants, but in looking back on it, it was a bit naive to think that we would have that many, because the amount of funding we had would fund 50 participants at $1,000 a month for 3 years. And that was the baseline that was established when we started out the program. But of course, over the period of time, even if we were able to do that all at once, which you can't do it, we don't have the staff to immediately house 50 people. You have to qualify them, and that's been very difficult. They have to get apartments. That's been rather difficult in this market. And so we were definitely a bit naive in thinking that we could get up to 50, because you have other factors that come into play. You have people lose jobs, people change jobs, maybe they make less money. Sometimes they make more money, that helps us because we pay less of a subsidy. Rents go up, and rents have been going up. Let me tell you, they've been going up. And we see it in our Section 8 program as well. So it's very difficult to account for this. It's sort of a balancing act that we have. I call it not so much a balancing act as a tightrope walk. And we have to make a determination about how many people we could actually put on the program. I'll give you an example. We sent out about 15 letters a few weeks ago. Well, more than a few weeks now, probably 4 to 6 weeks ago. And out of those 14 people, we qualified 7. Some of the people didn't actually live in Waltham. Some of them were over income. For one reason or another, they didn't qualify. So we got 7. We called them in, and we went through the whole process, and we eliminated a couple more. So we ended up with about 5 vouchers, and 6 weeks later, not one has been able to lease up yet. And I think it's a combination of factors. Sometimes it's creditworthiness. A lot of landlords today are doing very expensive credit checks, so if you haven't really been up to date with your credit, you're going to have a hard time getting an apartment in a lot of different places in Waltham. The other thing is the cost of the rent. Fortunately, in effective April 15th, our fair market rents went up significantly. I would say 15 to 20%. They hadn't gone up very much at all since the inception of the program. And just for those of you who don't know, in the program, we have our payment standard at 120% of our fair market rents. This is higher than our Section 8 program, which had traditionally been 110%. And the reason we did that is we wanted to give this program a head start, get people involved in the program, and perhaps be able to place them in housing that was a little bit out of reach with our Section 8 program. So right now we're at about 28, 29 people. I didn't get an exact count. We had someone who just left. We're hoping to get up high 30s. I think that's probably as high as we can go if we want to stay within our budget. Initially, this was to be a 3-year program, but again, I think we were very naive. We didn't realize that it would take almost 5 months just to get it off the ground from the date of funding. Waltham Housing Authority's position is we're dedicated to housing people for as long as we can. If it takes 5 years to spend the money, we'll use the 5 years. We will house whoever we can based upon whatever income that we have to do so. We've had a very good luck with, we've invested some of the funds, so we've earned about $40,000 to $50,000 in interest, so we can use that for housing assistance payments. So even if rents do go up, hopefully people, we have to extend the program a little bit, we'll have the funding to do that. I suppose at the end of this program, it would be appropriate for me to do a report to send to the council about the things that I would do over and the things I would not do, or the things I probably should have done. I've tried to work with the existing staff because, quite frankly, the amount of fees that we've earned wouldn't warrant hiring an extra staff person. And the difficulty in hiring a part-time person is you really need to train people. They need to know what they're doing. It's a complicated process qualifying people for housing. It's a complicated process when you're reviewing their income, and it's a complicated process if there are issues with tenants. We've contracted with Watch, and they're here today, and they've done a magnificent job of working with the applicants, helping them find places, helping them qualify, fill out the applications, and so forth. So that seems to be going well. So I'm hoping that we can get a few more people on the program in the coming months and max it out, get it spent, get the people on the program.
Mr. Gallagher, if I may, where are you in terms of working that list of 375?
We've gone through 120 people, I think.
So for 120 people, you've gotten to 20 something?
Well, actually, it's more than that, because people have actually left the program voluntarily, some involuntarily. So we've probably signed up about 35 to 36 or so out of that 100.
And how have your overhead costs been for the Waltham Housing Authority? Are they as you anticipated? Have they been more?
Well, we'd always like to make more money. But no, it's a fair rate. It's a fair rate.
So what then is preventing us from getting to that higher number, right? Reaching out to the next 10, 20, 30 people and to begin to process them to see, can we find another 4 and, move them on their way?
Well, there's nothing preventing us. With the higher rates, I think we'll have more success in terms of leasing. One of the problems is we did qualify people who just couldn't find an apartment and they gave up on it. Nothing stopping us, and I don't really intend to hire another person for the reasons I've stated, that it just doesn't make any economic sense to do that. Our staff, we had a staff issue. We had a long-time employee who was running the program, was out ill for quite a period of time, and eventually retired. That put us back a little bit. But now we have the staff, we have the resources to do it the way we want to do it. But you have to be very careful. I mean, we can't just send out 30 or 40 letters, because if we actually qualify 30 of them, what do you say? Well, you can't get on the program. And I'd rather not do that. I'd rather just send out a reasonable amount of letters and see where we go. And then if we're not successful with lease-ups out of that group, then maybe the next time we send out more letters, play it by ear a little bit. But again, we'll house the same number of people per month. The only thing that prevents that is the cost of the rent, the high cost of the rent, which is about almost $250 a month per person, more than we had anticipated.
Thank you. And certainly, your willingness to provide a full report, the council, I'm assuming to the mayor, at the end of the program, right, regarding what would we do differently, what worked, what didn't work. But I would also ask, and again, kind of short, so I definitely would want to hear from the folks from Watt. But if there's something that really should be tweaked or changed now, I mean, I would hope that we would hear it, right? And that
Well,
there would be an improvement.
If I thought there was something urgent, certainly I would have gone, requested to be heard before the CPC and ultimately the council, because even though our contract doesn't set forth a lot of the specifics, we have an agreement. I spoke to the CPC, I spoke to the council, and I told them what the parameters of the program were, and I wouldn't want to change them without the council approving it or the CPC. But I don't see anything of an urgent nature at this point.
Thank you. Mr. Chairman, if I could hear from the representatives from Watt.
Good evening, my name is Daria, I'm the executive director of Watch CDC. Did everybody get a copy of our packet?
Could you provide that to the clerk so that she could make copies for did you have next one?
And all councilors didn't get it, we just say.
So we have the privilege of working with these families, so once they go through the process and they are approved, then we get their information and we follow up with them. So some of the services that we provide with the families, lease compliance is our biggest priority, so we start with that as a foundation, and then doing whatever we can to help these households get into a better financial place by lowering their bills, increasing their income, stabilizing their financial situations. That's what we focus on. So each case is different depending on what they're starting at, what their needs are. We had some families come from homelessness, so that they're really just building those basic foundation of their family to get back on their feet. Others had maybe part-time jobs. They're trying to see if they can increase their income, increase their financial capacity by going to school or earning higher degrees or getting raises. So we're trying to get them, if possible, to a better place, and also making sure they are taking advantage of any programs that are available for them, such as fuel assistance, food stamps, just anything that they can help their family budget so that they can pay off debt, meet their financial goals. Genevieve has been the main program person working with these households, so she has seen them every day. So I just want to give a few examples of some of the families and households we've been working with.
Good evening, and for me it's the great pleasure to be reporting to you on the grateful local budget program participants. I have one of the recipients here, and I want to read her story just because she's here. This person is a single mom who was living in her car for 3 years and unemployed with no health insurance. Her children are 13 and 16 years of age. Once she got the apartment, she had an address, so she could apply for Mass Health. She didn't have an address, and I didn't know if you don't have an address, you don't have health insurance. After that, she got a full-time job as an assistant manager. Now, thanks to the program, she's happy to report that both her children are excelling in school. Her oldest son has earned a 3.7 GPA and is ready to go to college in the fall. Her daughter is also excelling in middle school and ready to go to high school and continue with her passion, that is dancing. She is certain that her children will not be here where they are right now if they will continue to be homeless. She now remembers the time that she had to fight in court over her kids' attendance and immunization records because of the lack of health insurance and because she couldn't get the benefits of Mass Health because she didn't have an address. Nevertheless, she couldn't work because she didn't have a place to shower because she was living in the car. So I have to read that story because she's here and I don't want to miss anything. And Also, I want to report that even our elderly population, that they go through a lot because they are in the most vulnerable moments of their lives, because they know that nobody else is going to hire them, that there is nothing else for them to do because this is the end of their lives. They didn't accomplish anything in their lives. That's how most of the elderly feel when they are facing homelessness. After we got few of the homeless elderly people into the program, we even have one of the seniors that became a U.S. citizen because she could pay for her citizenship. And now she's even thinking to continue her education so she can get a nursing program, in a nursing program. Then I have two of the veterans that those are the two individuals that over my life broke my heart. To understand that they go through serious PTSD situations, that they are not feeling that they are human beings with dignity. They live with no dignity. When there are people that I keep saying to them, I stand up to you because thanks to you, this is where the nation is right now. And they cry and they say, thank you for fighting for us. You don't have arms, but you are fighting for us, and thank you. Say thank you to everybody that was involved, because thanks to everybody that is concerned and involved, we the veterans have a place to sleep. I just want to pass those messages to you. And of course, these are people with serious disabilities that they are hoping that after they finish their 3 year in the program, they can have a decent apartment to live in disabled housing. Then I have among the graduates that are 6 total, we even have single mothers that we have one case that she's even going to grad school, she's becoming an architect with high honors, and she got full scholarship. She's a mother of 2, and she's now happy that she has this opportunity, and happy to see her children running around and not feeling less than any of their classmates, because now this family can bring other children to their apartments and have normal play dates and work in decent places and be able to keep dreaming. So I think you have plenty of other examples, but I just want to mention that to you. And yes, I'm the one that has to talk with all these families and work with all these families every day. And my invitation to them is like, please dream with us, that we can figure out later what we can do to help you. Thank you.
Just a couple of questions. I know that one of the hopes of this program, and everything I hear, is that Watch is certainly doing a tremendous job working with the Waltham Housing Authority, right, fulfilling their role to, make these individuals and families as strong as possible so that they can, be on their own. But it was the hope that for some, these individuals are also on the Waltham Housing Authority list somewhere, whether they're on the state list or whether they're on a Section 8 list, and that this would be sort of a protection until their name came up on another list. How many have actually moved from this program into another Waltham Housing Authority property? Maybe Mr. Ball, you know that?
Yes, many have them, she'll double check it, but many have applied. And now the housing is 3 to 5 years in the family.
We are also working with St. Mary's, and we have one elderly person that graduated from our program, and now she's happily living at St. Mary's apartment.
So do we have a sense of that? Is it?
Yeah, in checking the list, I recognize a lot of the names from our local voucher program. I'm going to say that at least 10 of them are on our list. I think a lot of them are families that are looking forward to getting off the program, getting their own place, getting their own apartment or house or whatever. But yeah, there are, especially the elderly, have all applied. It's just a matter of time.
If there's one last question. From the Watch perspective, is there anything that you would like to see changed
Well, there's one thing that we have talked about that might be helpful. The program was set up to be at 50% AMI income and lower. One thing that's a challenge is if the family goes just above that, they are no longer eligible for the program as it's been set up. But they may not yet have enough of the building blocks to be successful on their own. So what we would propose is something like the Section 8, things called the Self-Sufficiency Savings Plan, where, and I put it in the back of the report that we did, it's just an idea where they could, even if their income increases, they could put that money into a savings account to get through until the 3 years, and after 3 years they have a little savings account so that when they go out on their own, they have something, you know, to fall back on. Also, it's takes away any disincentive to earn more, because we want them to be reaching as high as they can to increase their family income. But if they're afraid that as soon as they, you know, cross that threshold, either they cut off, or if they get a little bit higher, they'll have to pay more rent. It just takes a little bit of that, like, you know, really strong incentive away. So I think that would give it like a really good boost for those folks that have that capacity. Some of these households can earn more, and we'd like to give them that motivation to strive for that.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Those are my questions.
On committee, Council Harris.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So, through to as I go through the presentation here, and changes sort of the final report. So, can I ask, you know, of all of these stories that are here, the final report, where in the city are these people in place? Where are they living? Where are they living?
Oh, they are all welcome. You want the addresses?
No, I'm not asking on the roads, you know, the south side of Edgerton, south side of Council on 40. You know, right now,
If I may, yeah, they're pretty much spread out throughout the city. I know there's several that Garden Crest, is it still called Garden Crest? I don't even know. But that particular development and some of the other larger developments, so they are spread out.
So remind me, I have Middle Street, Honey House, Orange Street, and then other, greenhouses and other locations. I just want to say that if you walk in this shop, that you want to work that you've done, and you definitely appreciate, you know, this compiling of data, or what would be helpful is if you could possibly put a map or something together that says where the placement is. I think it's very, very, very important to show that it affects every ward, that it affects everybody in this council. And it touches everyone. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, if we can just make sure that the Bolton Watch City report.
This is our meeting.
If we can just make sure that the Bolton Watch City report and the Waltham Housing Authority report get to all councilors. Because I'm not sure that actually happened. Just very quickly, because I know we're limited on time, Mr. Gollinger, you had said, you know, at the end of this program, I remember going to the CPC meeting. I've been very supportive of this from the very beginning. I want to see this continue. So reporting is going to be important to make sure that the councils know the success here. But when you said at the end, I can't remember. Are we going to? Is the program a date-ending program?
No, it's open-ended.
So what I'd say then is that in anticipation that those funds are going to run out, if we can get into a regular process of reporting, that's going to help us see the end of the tunnel. We won't be running out of money and then having to go through this whole process again, of getting it up and running again. So I think the reporting is very important. The only other, I have a bunch of questions, but we don't have time, but as far as advertising, you mentioned we had some people apply from outside of town. You said that you had 375 applications. How are we getting the word out?
Well, we have to go by that list.
Yep.
It was a lottery, and place on the list determines your priority.
Right.
So we're just going through those people.
Okay.
I doubt that we'll get to the end of it.
Of the 375. Okay. Great. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much.
committee at the time, I was not a counselor, and I was on the subcommittee, and I was probably one of two on the committee that were landlords. And so I was kind of wearing both hats, and I wanted to point out a few things and a couple of concerns. It was sort of, we were hashing this out for months and months and months, and it was a pilot program, so we wanted to put it forward, and as looking at it strategically here, I just want to point out a couple of things and go into some of this remembered years ago. It was $3.5 million was the number we approved, and I'm very proud of the work we did. 3 million?
No, 2.1.
2.1 million.
Yes, yeah.
Actually, it's 2,001,500.
Okay, also, we have the absence of 3.5. And I did at the time, there was some concern from some of the counselors, you know, as they were going to be coming after us. And I'm very proud of the work we did on it. But a couple of points is, if it was, you know, $3.5 million that was approved, if you look at condo prices of $360,000, if you divided it by 50 people, that would be $70,000 each. You could take a condominium that is currently deed restricted at 80% of median income, and then the person would have home ownership, and there's no overhead to doing it, and comes off the 40B and all that, and it's something we can do. And certainly some of the people in the program would definitely need, home ownership might not be for them, and they could use watching services, and they could use the housing authority for maintenance and stuff. And here, a couple of concerns I had is, where the landlord hat was, it's a 3-year program. If you're a landlord and you sign on to the program, at the end of 3 years, the money is cut off, and then you have a potential tenant that can't pay. And one of my concerns was taking the same dollar value of $1,200 a month, take the same $40,000 the person gets in a benefit, changing it to 5 years, where it was year 1 it was 100%, year 2 went to 80, 70, 60, 50, so that they pay more as it goes, and then at the end of it, they only pay, the makeup is 30%, and they got a better shot at getting back to the 100%, because when it was designed, it was stated that it was to help them, it was like a stopgap to help them get back on their feet. And one other concern I had was, and that was kind of like a tier program. If you did the tier program was on median income, it was 50% median income of the tier program, you could apply for a smaller at 80%, where you could have 2 different people applying at different incomes. Within the program, there was a tier. Another thought I had was, and I don't know if you found this, I was thinking we would have a tough time having a landlord sign on, because they would know that the income is going to change after 3 years. And if it's a family, we can do that. And the thing is, security deposits for a landlord, where if the tenant busts up the place, the landlord needs to repair it, or they do not get the rent check from the city.
We haven't found that the security deposit issue has been a major stumbling block. Nor the fact that it's only a 3-year program has been a problem with most landlords. I know there are a few. I think the big problem has been the rents. They want how much. That's it in a nutshell. And hopefully with our rents increasing, we can overcome it. As far as your other ideas, those are great ideas, but they're not my decision, that's a council decision. I'm going to step away from it.
Thank you. I want to say that to me also.
There's no more time for questions, but I just want to thank Mr. Gollinger and his staff, Daria and their staff for doing this. It's one of the original sponsors of this. We had high hopes of helping lots of people, but maybe we're not going to help as many as we hope. We can help some, and just thank everyone who took part.
Thank you. And Watch has been wonderful to work with.
Councilman Walton, motion, please, not back on the table. All those in favor say aye. Aye.